American Samoa looks like tropical paradise from above, but only a few kilometers offshore, the seafloor can plunge into a world almost completely hidden from sunlight. Down here, explorers have filmed animals so delicate and unfamiliar that some look less like fish and more like living structures drifting through space. And beneath those animals lies something even stranger: active volcanic mountains, hydrothermal vents, and ecosystems surviving without the sunlight that powers most life on Earth. Now, these waters are being studied not only for unknown life and geology, but also for mineral-rich seafloor deposits that could become economically important and controversial. American Samoa is a U.S. territory in the South Pacific made of volcanic islands, atolls, reefs, deep basins, and dozens of underwater mountains. The islands rise from volcanic foundations surrounded by steep underwater slopes. In places, water thousands of meters deep lies surprisingly close to land. From August 20th to September 17th, 2026, NOAA's Okeanos Explorer is scheduled to conduct ROV dives and mapping in and around American Samoa. Its remotely operated vehicles can descend far beyond scuba limits, while pilots and scientists watch high-definition video from the ship and from shore through telepresence. The first 100 meters still feel familiar. Then colors fade, sunlight weakens, and by the deep ocean, the vehicle is entering a world built around darkness. At 4,000 meters, pressure is roughly 400 times atmospheric pressure at sea level. Human bodies cannot operate here unprotected, but robotic systems can. Before an ROV can inspect a target, multi-beam sonar helps map mountains, ridges, and plains hidden beneath kilometers of water. Explorers are not only looking at the bottom. The water column itself can contain jellies, siphonophores, fish, and drifting organisms that rarely reach the surface intact. Previous American Samoa exploration has recorded green-eye fish near Pago Pago at about 460 meters, already deep enough for sunlight to be greatly reduced. During earlier dives, cameras also encountered spectacular gelatinous animals thousands of meters down, creatures whose transparent bodies make them almost invisible outside the ROV's lights. On the deep slopes of Rose Atoll, NOAA filmed a potentially new dandelion siphonophore anchored to iron manganese encrusted rock by its own tentacles. In just 11 ROV dives in 2017, explorers observed hundreds of species and collected 101 biological specimens. As many as 30 could represent new species. Deep-sea corals here do not depend on sunlight or photosynthetic algae. They capture food particles from passing water and can build habitat in near total darkness. Some deep-sea corals can live for centuries or even thousands of years, turning hard seafloor into long-lived habitat for fish and invertebrates. Rose Atoll is famous for its shallow reef, but its protected waters also extend into deep habitats where coral communities and volcanic geology continue far below divers' reach. Between shallow reefs and the deep sea are mesophotic ecosystems, roughly 30 to 150 meters deep, where only limited sunlight survives. American Samoa's waters contain 48 known seamounts. These underwater mountains interrupt currents and create hard surfaces where remarkably rich communities can develop. One of the most extraordinary is Vailuluʻu, an active underwater volcano between the Manua Islands and Rose Atoll, built over the Samoan volcanic hotspot. Inside Vailuluʻu's crater sits a young volcanic cone called Nafanua, evidence that this submerged volcano is still changing on human timescales. Hydrothermal vents on Vailuluʻu release chemically altered warm fluids from the volcanic crust, creating steep chemical gradients that life can exploit. At vents, microbes can use chemical energy instead of sunlight. Those microorganisms can form the foundation of food webs in places where photosynthesis is impossible. Vailuluʻu supports polychaete worms, crinoids, octocorals, sponges, and cutthroat eels, an ecosystem assembled around a volcano hidden far below the Pacific. Repeated mapping has shown that Vailuluʻu's internal volcanic features can grow and change. The deep ocean here is not a static landscape. Farther east, Malulu Seamount reaches depths approaching 4,800 meters and remains much less studied, a reminder of how many large features still lack detailed biological observations. Between volcanic mountains lie vast abyssal plains. They can look empty at first, but soft sediment contains microscopic life, burrowing animals, and slow ecological processes. In 2026, surveys offshore American Samoa documented polymetallic nodules, dark mineral concretions that grow extremely slowly on the abyssal seafloor. Earlier this year, NOAA and partners mapped and characterized more than 30,000 square nautical miles of federal waters off American Samoa. USGS scientists later deployed 38 box cores in the Samoa Basin, recovering sediment and mineral material for chemistry, biology, and environmental analysis. These deposits are being studied because marine minerals can contain metals important to modern technology. But finding minerals is not the same as proving they should be mined. The seabed has now become part of a political and environmental fight as federal officials pursue potential mineral leasing in waters around American Samoa. A proposed lease process covers more than 33 million acres of seabed, and opponents have challenged the plan in court over environmental review and species protection. Critics worry industrial disturbance could affect corals, turtles, whales, and poorly known deep-sea communities before scientists understand how those ecosystems recover. That is why exploration matters before major decisions. If scientists do not know what lives on a seafloor, they cannot reliably measure what has changed later. Okeanos Explorer's telepresence system allows experts on shore to participate while the dive is happening, so a strange animal can be examined by specialists in real time. The 2026 American Samoa expedition is scheduled to stream ROV dives live, meaning some of the next important observations may be seen by the public at the same moment as scientists. Nobody can promise a new species on a particular dive, but previous work here shows that unexplored slopes can contain organisms science has never formally described. The bigger discoveries may be ecological rather than dramatic: a coral garden in an unexpected depth range, a vent field, or a community no map predicted. Earlier American Samoa dives found that biological communities on seamounts change strongly with depth, temperature, currents, and the type of rock available for attachment. Rock samples and seafloor maps also help reconstruct how the Samoan volcanic chain formed and how the Pacific Plate moved over deep mantle hotspots. Each seamount can behave like an island in the deep, concentrating currents, food, and hard habitat while separating populations across vast distances. After the ROV expedition, NOAA plans another American Samoa mapping cruise from late September into October to fill additional gaps in seafloor, water column, and sub-seafloor data. American Samoa combines coral reefs, deep basins, active volcanism, hydrothermal vents, seamounts, and mineral-bearing abyssal plains in one compact region. The mystery is not whether a sea monster is hiding down there. It is how much biology, geology, and history remains undocumented in an ocean we have barely observed directly. Over the coming weeks, every descent around American Samoa could add another piece: a species record, a vent, a mineral field, or simply a place finally seen clearly. So what is hiding in the deep ocean around American Samoa? We already know the answer is extraordinary. The more important question is how much we still have not seen.